not going to happen. And this weight thing that you're proposing isn't going to happen. I mean, it is what it is. We just have to be happier with the sport.
But in a perfect world, what would your idea be on making weight?
On making weight? Like we argued, I would do same-day weigh-ins, and if you miss weight, then I don't know if I'd go the lion's share gives up. I don't know what the penalty would be. It would be more than six. What did Broner make tonight? What did he make? What was he supposed to make? Because he got penalized 50,000. What percentage was that?
Let's find out right now. I think we got Carcino, and he knows all this stuff. You know Carcino. What's up, Carcino?
Hey, what's going on?
So, since we have you on, how much did Adrien Broner make? Do you know?
His purse was $300K. He basically fought this fight for free. That's what he did, because they took all his money.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he fought the fight.
See, Broner did not get paid in the fight. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. After he get through paying Escobedo all the penalties he took, because Escobedo ended up walking away with a lot more money than they've ever dreamed of. He got almost double. He got double paid what his salary was. But the penalty is a joke. I mean, they get penalized 10%. That's like the maximum they're supposed to be getting, taxed. It's just like with the Mike Tyson rule. They made the change for penalties, for fouls, when he still made his $30 million when he bid Holyfield's ear. So he made changes and revisions to that. But that was just in Nevada. Here, there should be a penalty, too, where you can have all your purse removed. Just like in Nevada, they could do that. They could strike all your purse now. Where they only got, 3% at that point? Now it's 10% penalty for whatever. Then this is what I didn't get. He got fined 20% of his money, which 10% went to the athletic committee of Ohio. Like, okay.
But they could just do it. They're going to hard up, man.
I'm like, so they had to do that. But the problem is, I didn't really mind that he didn't make weight. I mean, that's unprofessional, but it happened. That's not what got me pissed off. They made an arrangement and a deal to keep the fight going. They were going to let him come to 140 pounds. That was the agreement on the day of. And in the morning, when he got on the scale, he was 143. Just so he never even tried to make the weight. That's where the undiscipline and unprofessionalism kicks in. When you make a deal, then you don't even live up to the obligations of the deal. That's when the fight goes.
There's selective outrage in the media because, look, there's people that are defending Broner, but they're attacking Chalachi. And it's got it vice versa. Or they defend Chavez Jr. now that they're having a field day with Adrien Broner. It's a selective outrage.
Yeah, but show me one of those guys where they made a deal after they didn't make weight to make a fight and say, okay, we're going to make this arrangement. And the person didn't even make that arrangement. There has never been in the state of boxing where that has happened. There's been plenty of times people didn't make weight, and they made an agreement to say, okay, well, we'll come to this agreement. And then they say, okay, and then they make the obligation on the agreement, and the fight can continue. And when the fight didn't happen between Diego Corrales, when people had paid the money, and this was the third fight they had, and he couldn't make weight.
Sued him, yeah?
Yeah, when they had Castillo couldn't make weight for the third one. They wouldn't go for it. They would not make that arrangement, and they got burned. The promotional companies got burned out of all that money because all the people who complained they paid money, hotels, and they couldn't get that money back. So in order to do that, they started making these deals behind the scenes, saying, okay, we'll bump this up to a welterweight fight, or this is going to be a fight at 140. We'll bring up new contracts, print them out. Everybody sign here, he pay a penalty. They do everything they can to get the fight going. Corrales was just not going to take that fight again because he got knocked out in the previous one. So he said, no, the guy came in overweight last time and I I'm not going to do it. But he never offered him any money.
But it was attempted before. Just give me an example right now. But here's the thing, though. Adrien Broner, where does he go from here? Obviously, he's going to 135. If that, I mean, if he's weighing 143 on the day of the fight, who knows? I mean, 140 could be in his near future as well, to be honest with you. He's a pretty big guy. Well, where do you see Adrien Broner going?
I see him going, he's going to do pretty much what Floyd Mayweather did. They're going to bring him up the same way, except that it's going a lot faster for Adrien Broner than it did Floyd Mayweather, where he stayed at the weight for a considerable amount of time. But Floyd was disciplined. People don't know, he never did these answers coming out, doing all
Floyd was fighting the type of fighters that you couldn't just slack off against, by the way. Okay, Corrales,
exactly.
Those guys, Broner's not going to have a piece of cake night with him.
He wasn't the Money Mayweather persona back then. He really wasn't. He really wasn't the real flashy guy at that point.
He was a killer.
He was a gym rat. He did everything he was supposed to do in the ring. He did it in being an ultimate professional coming to the ring. All this happened when he was 30. Well, ever since he turned 30, this just started 5 years ago. Most of these kids, they don't know that because they didn't know who he was. They basically when he was coming up. They know him since the Oscar or his fight. So that's 24/7. But Adrien Broner is going to go to 135. He might be fighting 1 or 2 fights, and then get a couple of belts there, and then say he's the best ever at 135. Then they'll move him to 140, where he naturally should be. His natural weight is like a 140 or welterweight. He's a small welterweight. His frame will basically fit for 140. But I would like to see him in the ring where he's in the ring with somebody who can punch. That's the only time we'll find out what he's really made of. When a guy is stronger than him or his size, and he's got to use his other attributes to try to get him out of it. He's never been in that type of adversity. He's always had a little slight advantage. The Paul De Leon fight was a big wake-up call for him because Paul De Leon was winning rounds early. But as the fight went on, he just started boxing and staying away from him and using the ring to, get some points on the round. But Paul De Leon gave him all he could handle at that weight. But I think he should become more disciplined on being he got to make up his mind. Do you want to be a world champion, or do you just want to be some internet star or a television star and care about that, entertaining? You can't just have both. You got to make up your mind and say, hey, I want to be a world champion. He's caring about Twitter pictures and what pictures, photos to go out. You have a team for that. Your team is supposed to handle that. Give them something to do instead of just rooting you on. Just give them a task. Let them deal with your social media. I'm like, Floyd Mayweather don't even know how to log on.
He likes it, though.
Your job is focus on fighting.
Well, let's see here. Let me open the line. I believe we have Michelle on the line. What's up, Michelle?
Hey.
Raging Babe from Twitter, Facebook. Okay, so what you think of the fight, and what are your thoughts on Adrien Broner right now?
Well, I think like everyone else, I think he's a little ridiculous. And just when I thought Oscar was really going to get behind this kid after this fight, just because that's what he typically does with his fighters that have that cash cow potential, Broner goes and messes up the way he did. And that was a bit disappointing. But I think that he had a method behind all this madness. I think that, I'm a little concerned for his mental. I think he's so concerned about other things. And like you said, the Twitter, the girlfriend, the eating habits. And, that's not how a champion in the making is thinking. And so, I don't know, I definitely think he's building a loyal fan base, and I think that includes a bunch of haters, and I think he knows that, and, he's doing all these flashy things, and people are going to love to hate that. They're going to love to hate his cocky demeanor. I wish he would just humble himself a little bit right now, because I was one of those fans that were backing him 1,000%. I mean, I would be debating with people that he has skills, and now it's a little embarrassing because, you know, now how do I stick up for him so much?
Well, here's my thing with Adrien Broner. I like him. I like him as a fighter. I think he has, you know, he has a lot of potential, Adrien Broner. And in fairness, I mean, what you just about to put in perspective, yes, Escobedo lost to Caceres, and yes, he lost to Guerrero, but he lost his fights by decision. And he had his moments in those fights. This was a little different. He got stopped. Now, granted, I know about the weight issue. It was a little unfair, or not a little, quite unfair, so the weight-in advantage, but
well, the day of the fight, you know, the last thing a fighter should be going through is what Escobedo had to go through tonight. You know, boxing is like 90% mental. You ask any fighter, you know, and they'll tell you you have to be mentally prepared before anything else. So they're dealing with renegotiating, they're dealing with money, they're dealing with all these other things. I mean, how could he even think about the fight? And so I just think about it in that way. I mean, you saw him break down during his interview and cry. And for me, that was kind of tough to watch. I mean, he sacrificed a lot. He left his family. He had a newborn. And then he had to deal with that shit today. You know, he just wanted to get in there and fight yesterday. And then today they're dealing with contracts and money and, you know, and I think it was really smart. You know, I call his trainer, Joel Diaz, a G because he is. You know, he knew exactly when to throw that towel in to say, you know what, this kid has a newborn. He sacrificed. He wasn't going to let him just continue and get beat up. He wasn't going to do it.
I think he did a great job, by the way, stopping that fight, which a lot of trainers, unfortunately, would not have done. I think the ref did drop the ball, though. I think, even though his back was turned, he didn't see. I mean, at that point, it was just inevitable, and it really was what it was. But, you know, back to Adrien Broner, and I'll touch this a bit in a moment, but Adrien Broner, here's my thing with Adrien Broner, okay? He thinks he's like Floyd Mayweather's status right now, and he's not. Like, what I'm trying to say is he hasn't fought anybody. I'm not saying it's his fault. Okay, well, 130 is a pretty dead division, even though he didn't fight the best at 130, by the way. I think Luciano would have been an interesting fight, personally. Okay, but he didn't fight the best of that weight class. He's going to move on to 135. I think it's going to be interesting. When he faces, like, let's say, a lot of people won't buy this, but I think DeMarco gets some problems. I just do. Maybe people will disagree with that. Okay, first of all, DeMarco could pop. He could punch. Go ahead, Michelle.
I was going to say, you know, put all this craziness to the side and all his antics, and, you know, he can actually fight. Or should I say he could box, you know, and so the only thing that I really see missing from Broner is heart and will. You know, when people say, oh, he's trying to be like Mayweather, Mayweather always had that will, too, though, and I don't know if Broner has that yet. You know, I think he's just got boxing skills, and he does it because he's good, and he loves the fame and all this other stuff, but, you know, people are already saying Broner and Rios. You know, I think Broner could outbox him, but I think Rios probably has a lot more will than him. You know, then they're saying Broner-Gamboa, that'd be a great boxing match, but I would love to see Broner-Hank Lundy. And everybody, oh, Lundy hits the canvas too much. Yeah, but Lundy got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of will, and I don't know if Broner has that. And I'd put my money on the guy with more heart and will any day.
And if y'all want to hear the rest of that, that's on Hailstorm Sports on the Blog Talk Radio, Hailstorm Sports Radio channel. You can go to the Broner Escobedo post-fight coverage. My man D-Style was hosting. I was a guest on the show. I just wanted to give y'all a sample so y'all can get a little taste of what was going on through the boxing panel. But if you like it, you know, go ahead over there and check it out. Peace.